What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Everyday Carry for Everyday Guys. So as you saw from the intro, today we're going to be looking at Olight's new BALDR-S BL or blue laser. When Olight sent this out to me, I was a bit confused. Like, they've got the red laser and the green laser, firearm is empty and safe. And now they've got the blue laser, and I haven't seen many blue lasered weapon mounted lights. But I have an opinion, and it is an opinion because some people agree with me and some people don't. And my opinion is that the blue laser is more pick-upable to the eye than the green laser. It is an opinion because I've shown this to a few buddies, and some of them was like, yeah, the blue and the green is kind of the same, but definitely better than the red. And other people were like, yeah, that blue is definitely more, it definitely pops more off surfaces than the green and the red. I will show you beam shots and laser shots in a moment. When I started testing this, and as you guys know, my review process is I review everything in isolation, even if the freaking thing is virtually the exact same as the previous thing you sent me. It gets a completely new review process. I test it in the exact same way so I can formulate independent opinions. Now, the first thing I want to say is, guys, something that is new-ish on the channel, because in the beginning, when I started reviewing weapon-mounted lights, this wasn't the criteria, is I won't review a weapon-mounted light if I can't find a holster for it, an EDC holster for it, right? Unless someone says to me that this weapon-mounted light is strictly for your bedside, if I can't find a holster that I can run that weapon-mounted light with, then I'm not going to review it because I don't see the point. Southwest holsters, the Rattler 2.0 and Vipers, do run Olight. Have caught on that it's a good idea to make your lights the same profile as the previous ones so that holsters can run with them. So good deal there. So I'm going to say something now that might irritate a few people, and I understand, but I'll explain. I think this is the best value for money compact weapon mounted light that you can get your hands on right now. I'm not saying it is the best, right? I'm saying it is the best value for money. The reason I say that is, firstly, it has 800 lumens. That makes it the brightest compact weapon-mounted light that you can get your hands on. It has the light laser feature, or it has just laser. Can you guys see that? It has just laser or just light. If you run, I don't know why anybody would run this with just the light, but you can run it with just your 800 lumens. The ideal setting for me is light and laser, and I'll show you, as I've done with all of them, how you set it. You've got like this rail at the bottom here. So you've got laser only, then you've got in the middle light and laser, and on the right hand side you have just light. Now the thing I like about the new BALDR-S series is they have the locking screws. So one there, then if you can see a small hole there and a small hole there. In the box, I'll show you what's in the box in a second, you get an Allen wrench. You tighten that down, then the rail, even if it's loose, right, can no longer move. So it effectively makes a solid system. The original BALDRs, the rail could move a bit. So when you put the laser on, there would be a bit of play. As you put it on, it would like dip down and come back up. With these ones, you lock it, you zero it, you lock it, and it is squared away. The zeroing mechanism is also via the Allen wrench. You'll see those two holes over there. One is windage and one is elevation. I basically zero it to my red dot. Now let's talk about what you get in the box. You get your standard Olight box, always nice packaging. You get your weapon mounted light, obviously. You get your charging cable. The nice thing of Olights, or about Olights, is that they are rechargeable lights. I believe rechargeability is the future. There's only so much you can extract from a CR123A battery. Then you get the Allen wrench and like a couple of little grub screw type deals in case you lose the ones that are already in there. And the manual, which you won't need after this video. There are two light modes. So you have 800 lumens, and if you double tap, you then get 100 lumens, and if you double tap, you then get 800 lumens. 800 lumens lasts for 1 minute on constant on, and 100 lumens lasts for 130 minutes on constant on. And if you double tap from off, it immediately takes you to 800 lumens. Now, let's get to beam shots, and the beam shots are going to be first 800 lumens with the laser on, then 100 lumens with the laser on, and then just the laser, roll it. So guys, as you saw, even with the light on in 800 lumen mode, you are still able to clearly see the laser, which is very important. And that laser has like a pop to it, right? It reminds me of the intensity of police lights. It's that kind of blue brightness kind of thing. Now guys, something that's very important, and I really want to stress this with these Olights. You have to practice putting the light on. Okay, I do a ton of one reload, one drills when I do my testing. A, because it's good for my training, and B, because I'm really working the light. I'm drawing the fire, putting light on, taking the shot, putting light off, doing a reload, putting light on, taking the shot, and putting light off again. And I've said this of all my weapon mounted lights, or my compact weapon mounted lights, even my Streamlight TLR7A. I don't understand why, when companies have the technology to make really big, beefy, clickable switches, do they make super tiny, non-clickable switches. The thing I like about the Streamlight, and why I still rate it as the best compact weapon mounted light, is because the switches have a tactile click to them. And Olight, here's a top tip, right? People in the firearms community, we like tactility. We like positive feedback from things. Top tip, take your full-size BALDR Pro R switches and put it on your compact weapon-mounted lights, and you will really, really have something going there. Also, I don't know if you can see because it's very small, I ground down or file down the very edge of the right-hand side on-off switch, just because they're kind of sharp, right? Which is another thing that's not really necessary. Now, I know there are a lot of people who are sort of gear elitists that say it's either got to be Streamlight or Surefire when it comes to weapon mounted light. And I don't disagree with you, right? If you can afford the top notch, go for the top notch, okay? But I am a big believer of the following: rather Olight than no light, okay? There are people who are never ever going to spend in South Africa $7,000 on an X300. There are people who are never going to spend nearly 5,000 Rand on a TLR7A. It's just not going to happen. Those people still need the ability to have a weapon mounted light. The Olights are going to work, in my experience, 99.9% of the time. Okay, I would rather have this and have it work when I need it than have nothing. Everyone asks me, do I recommend? I always recommend you buy the best gear you can afford. Okay, but that does come down to Olight might be the best gear you can afford. And if someone says to me, Ryan, I only have this amount of money, I can't afford a Streamlight or a Surefire, and in fact, I will never spend that money on that light, then I'll say, dude, get yourself an Olight. Okay, you still need light in the fight. Having a weapon mounted light not only allows you to see and make better decisions, allows you to shoot with both hands on the firearm, but it also has the added capacity of disrupting your potential attackers' visual horizon. These things get very bright, okay? And generally when someone loses the ability to see, they stop what they're doing, because the ability to see is one of our most important senses. So I don't like to recommend things, but I do recommend you get yourself a weapon mounted light. And if you can't afford one of the big boys, there's nothing wrong, in my view, with going for an Olight. One other thing, guys, that I forgot to mention, functionality, is if you keep the switch down, that is momentary on. So you can momentary, and if you tap the switch, That's constant. Now, guys, if you are watching this in date of release, which will be the 29th of May, Olight have a sale starting tomorrow, right? The 30th of May at like 10 a.m. here in South Africa, where you can get this sucker for really, really cheap. Those of you who follow my channel know I've recently been demonetized. So I'm not saying you don't have to support me, but if you want to, a really good way of supporting me is via this particular sale. I don't like to push things like this, but at the end of the day, that is the only form of income that this channel is making right now. I've got an affiliate link. If you're watching on YouTube, it's in the video description below. If you're watching on Facebook, it's the first comment on this video. If you're watching on Instagram, please pop over to my YouTube channel where you'll find that affiliate link. So that is, if you want to support me, I would really appreciate that. If you don't want to support me, I still recommend you go out and get a weapon-mounted light, if not this weapon-mounted light. And if maybe you aren't getting something, maybe someone else is getting something, please pass my affiliate link onto them. Because like I said, with my channel being demonetized for the content I create, this is the only source of income the channel has. But I promise you, even if you don't, nothing stops. I just put more of my own personal money into the channel. It's cool, right? Just my thing is, get yourself the gear you need and the gear you can afford. If you want to support me, that's cool. Guys, the Olight BALDR-S blue laser, I think it's more pick-upable than the green laser. It is the brightest compact weapon-mounted light on the market right now, so that's a good deal. Reliability on Olights is improving. The more they create, the more impressed I get, and they really are taking customer feedback seriously. I know there are a lot of gear elitists, there's nothing wrong with that, who will only buy Surefire, Streamlight, whatever the case may be. That is 100% cool, but there are some people who can't afford those kinds of things, and as I said, I'd rather have an Olight than no light. Guys, that is it. I'll see you probably tomorrow for a vlog. I got some mail to open, so we'll do a mail time video. If you like this kind of thing, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you have already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing to another EDC channel, because the EDC community really needs your support right now. That's it, guys. Have a good week. Be safe. Train hard. Cheers. God bless.